Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain for You, just sitting out in the front yard. So, today's topic is going to be repetition. 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 Have I made my point? I'll get to it in a second. So, I'm going to take a nice couple of deep breaths. Breathe in the peace. Breathe out the stress. By the way, I'm going to turn around because I've got some beautiful blue skies behind me. I don't know if you can see that. It's gorgeous back there. So, let's take a couple more breaths. I got distracted there trying to get the blue skies behind me. Anyway. Repetition. What the heck am I talking about? Look, we learn things through repetition. That's how we learn anything. That's how we learn math. That's how we learn science. If we're studying history, we repeat it until we memorize it. And unfortunately, when we get some pain, we think about it. And we think about it, and we think about it, and that repetition, and that fear, and that focus, the anxiety is what literally teaches those pain signals to keep on firing, even though if there was a real injury up front, it's long ago healed, or even if there wasn't an injury and it was an onset of TMS, we've now taught the nervous system to make this persistent and chronic. So repetition is really important, and you know, some people will be like, yeah, I tried journaling, that didn't work for me. Well, how long did you try it? Well, I did it for 3 days and I didn't feel any difference. So that's not repetition. That's a half-assed effort. And if that's you, I'm sorry if that offends you, but this is not a do something once process. This is about who we become, not something we do once, twice, or 10 times. This is who we become. So how do we make habits stick? Repetition. You gotta dive in and do things enough so that the brain actually believes you. And look, you know, I often talk about creating safety, that danger signals are what kind of triggers the pain or keeps it going, and that knowing that you're safe in your body, in your emotions, in your thinking, in your mind, that's really important. So people say, well, I told myself I was safe and it didn't work at all. Okay, well, let's look at throughout the entire day. How much did you truly convince yourself and reassure yourself that you were safe and that your body's okay, versus how many times did your thoughts run around in circles chasing you going, oh my God, I hurt so bad, oh my God. How many times have you used phrases like, I've got a bad back, or I've got a splitting headache, or the pain is crushing, and using all these inflammatory, very descriptive words that are very scary words. And then you say, I'm safe, a few times a day, and you go, this safety shit doesn't work. Why not? Repetition, folks. I love the phrase, more often than not. Right? We don't have to be perfect with our thinking. We don't have to be perfect with our language, but more often than not, if we're using the right language and we're thinking the right thoughts, which is I'm good, I got this, no problem, more often than not works a lot better than trying something a few times and saying, it didn't work. I felt my emotions and I didn't change anything. You know, repetition matters so much. So what is it that you're repeating often? Are you repeating the good stuff that helps you get better? Or are you repeating the negative stuff that holds you down? Are you repeating things like, this stuff isn't working. I don't know why this isn't working yet. I don't know why it's not working. All you're doing is adding fear and frustration and danger to the mix. If you really want your brain to believe that you're safe, try being more consistent with that message that you are in fact good. And if all you're doing is saying, I'm safe, and your brain is going, bullshit, 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 Try using different words. Well, actually go back and use your intellect and say, well, I know what TMS is. It's just a response in the body as a result of these overwhelming, scary, dangerous emotions. The brain is using the pain to distract me from these things that it believes I can't handle. I get that. I understand that. And since I've done the assessment, I know that that's what's going on with me. I truly know it. I've got lots and lots of evidence that I have nothing more going on than TMS. And so it's really important to literally rationalize with yourself and reassure yourself that you're okay. Because if all you're doing is running around most of the day screaming, oh my God, I hurt so bad, and looking for people to talk to about the pain, and, bending your spouse's ear yet again about how bad the pain is and you wish somebody could fix you, is that going to create safety in your brain? Will the brain perceive that you're actually okay? Or does that just further convince the brain that you're in danger, and as long as your brain feels that you're in danger, it's going to keep these symptoms persistent? So, repetition. That's why a daily practice is very useful. If you want to teach your brain that these emotions are safe and that you can handle them, repetition. Feel your emotions every day. Do a dedicated time, 15, 20 minutes. Doesn't have to be all day. And then soothe afterwards. Do some deep breathing. Go sit outside. Look at the pretty blue sky with the white clouds. It's awesome. Right back there. I don't know if you can see it. Relax. Notice things outside of yourself. Temporarily move out of your head, right? So many people that I talk to, they say, yeah, I was out with my family and we actually had a pretty good time and we were laughing and the pain didn't bother me so much. Then I got home, sat down to relax, and whammo, the pain came back hard. And in many cases, you know how I say, go engage with life, go live your life. And when you do it, actually, the pain eases up. But then you come home and sometimes we move right back into our heads. We move back into our heads where all we do is start thinking about the pain, fearing it's going to come back. And oh my God, there it is. I knew it was going to come back. Right? And so, more often than not, try to live your life. Even if you're by yourself, more often than not. Try to do things that will engage you and entertain you. I don't like the word distraction. Distraction has a motive of trying to distract me from the pain. No, I mean actually go enjoy living your life. Do things that you enjoy, whether it be music, painting, watching a funny TV show. There's comedies all over, Netflix and HBO these days, and YouTube is a wonderful place to go, and you can just learn anything you want. You can laugh as much as you could ever imagine. Funniest videos. Just look for that stuff. Do something fun, and do it more often than not. Because if you say, well, I tried to laugh once and I still hurt. Repetition. Come on, guys. I'm kind of stretching for some examples here, but you get the point. If you're only trying something for a very short period of time and then deciding this stuff doesn't work, maybe that's why. If you wanted to get fit and build some muscles, you're going to try it 3 days, go to the gym for a week, 3 days during a week, say, I'm not stronger. This doesn't work. And stop? No, more often than not, consistency, repetition, you got to keep doing these things. If you want to learn to play the piano, do you think you're going to practice it for a week and then stop? No, repetition. Repetition matters in virtually anything we want to learn. And as I've said before, we have nothing to heal, but we do want to teach the brain that we're okay, that our body's fine, that our emotions are safe, and that our thoughts are okay, good, bad, or ugly ones. They're all safe too. And if we want to teach ourselves something, it takes repetition. So apply this in whatever aspect of these concepts you're struggling with. If the attitude of indifference is tough for you, get used to saying, whatever, I don't care. Whatever, I'm fine. whatever. I know it's just TMS. Reassure yourself, right? And the more you do that, the more your brain's going to believe it. Because I believe very, very strongly that we end up believing the things we think and say most often. So if you are not thinking and saying things that will help you get out of this TMS dilemma, if you're not doing those things more often than not, your brain's going to believe the default, which is, oh no, I'm screwed, my pain isn't leaving, this stuff isn't working. Repetition matters, but you got to choose what you're repeating, because if you don't repeat the good stuff, the bad stuff wins by default. So comment below. Let me know the things that you've been repeating on a regular basis throughout much of the day. And let me know whether or not that's working for you. And if not, change the script and you can change the outcome. It really can be that simple. Repetition, folks. Repetition. Why do you think I do these videos every day? I'm sharing the same concepts over and over and over again. But the repetition is what will hopefully allow it to sink in and allow you to get it and integrate it and get well. So, repetition, folks. Go for it. I love you. Bye.